Here's what Konami can learn from the XYZ festival. If you enjoy Master Duel and Yu-Gi-Oh content in general, be sure to subscribe to this channel. It is very, very appreciated. Now, the XYZ festival is coming to a close, and I think most of us can agree that it was really, really good. I'm surprised. It was fun. It was really nice how many gems you could get. I don't think anyone would assume that we would get this many gems from a free event. You know, Master Duel is kind of set up like a gacha mobile game, and so you would expect there to be less free rewards, but for some reason, no, we just got a really nice amount of gems. We have new ways to build decks. With the gems you got, you can maybe build like the important cards for 2 extra decks or something along those lines, which is really, really nice. Of course, if you need to get staples and all of that, it does get more expensive. But overall, if you already had your staples, I can imagine this event gave you 2 new decks, which is just really nice. Beyond that, I also really liked how it powered down the format. Now, of course, I hear you. People say, oh, there was so many Zodiac. Zodiac was too strong. Oh, Numeron OTK, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure. There were still strong decks, but overall, going into this event, I did feel like, hey, I can build something weak, like Toons or garbage, whatever. I could go in with a very weak deck and still have a feeling that I stood a chance. You don't have quite as crazy Link climbed 20,000 negate boards in the XYZ festival as you do in the actual Master Duel ranked format. Now, that doesn't mean the ranked format is bad, you know, that's how actual Yu-Gi-Oh tends to play, though Drytron is kind of maybe out there in terms of, you know, crazy negate boards and so forth, but that's how modern Yu-Gi-Oh plays. But it's really nice to have that change of pace, to go like, okay, I can build some jank, and sure, sometimes I'll get Numeron OTK'd, yeah, shit happens, but overall, I'm still gonna have a pretty good time. I can try weird stuff and try to break this completely made up new format and just get creative. It was really fun. With that being said, there's still some things that can be improved, and so that's what I really wanted to talk about in this video, beyond of course just being positive. Again, I'm like 9 out of 10 happy with this event, so don't take this video as like, oh, you're just whining about this. No, it was really, really good. Here's just a few things I think can be improved to make it perfect. So the first thing, and I think most people agree here, is the XYZ packs. When they announced that we would be getting like a pack that helps our XYZ strategies, you know, you play in an XYZ event and you get more XYZ cards to make those things better, I had assumed there would be more. Of course, we got a lot of gems, so maybe that made up for it, but overall, when you tell me that we're getting an XYZ specific pack, a pack that will bolster the XYZ strategies, I expected better XYZ cards, you know? It's just very odd how we get like, what was in there, Crooked Cook and stuff like that, and that's cool, you know, but still, I expected more. I expected a pack that could get us certain staples that are maybe good even now in terms of XYZ summoning, so that after the XYZ event, you could be sure that you had maybe 1 good extra XYZ card to take into ranked, because right now I don't feel that's the case. I open these packs and there's maybe 2 cards in there where I'm like, okay, that's cool to have, but nothing that really blew my mind. It would have been nice to maybe have in there like Dante, Beatrice, Zeus, Trident, and don't give them great pull rates. Like, obviously, you don't want to just make all these cards free, but maybe have it be where like 1 in 200 packs might give you a Zeus. That still makes it so you go hardcore even when your gems are starting to go down, but at least, you know, you have that chance of getting some real good XYZ cards from your XYZ event. Because right now I don't feel that is what happened. Beyond that, it also further incentivizes to build an XYZ deck for the XYZ event, because right now people are like, I'm not gonna build an XYZ deck. Like, I don't really care, and I don't really get to use these cards afterwards. Whereas if you ended up getting your proper XYZ cards from the XYZ packs, then you would be building the deck, you know. I would be more inclined to build Zodiac if I could pull maybe the Tenki and the Trident from the XYZ pack. I could play with my weaker Toons, end up winning those cards in like 3-4 days after proper grinding, assuming you want to grind out, and then have that deck to then push it further. I don't know. Right now, those XYZ packs just kind of felt like those like Blue Eyes packs, and I'm like, it doesn't feel that great opening these. So that is number 1. Improve those festival packs. They don't have to be great. You can still have a bunch of jank, but give it the slightest odds of cards that we actually end up using in ranked afterwards. Number 2, and this is one I have seen on many other channels as well. I've seen House of Champs talk about this. I think I've seen Farfa mention it. Cosmetics. It's really odd how we have this XYZ festival and we're excited playing with XYZ cards, and at the end of it, all we got was gems. And again, those gems are great, but there's no incentive actually to play this event with one account. Right now, people just make a billion accounts, and those free gems, whether they're from the XYZ event or from another account, it doesn't really matter. You still get to play with your decks, and that's the end of it. Whereas if you had cosmetics that pimp out your account, you make it so people actually want to play with their account. I kind of compare it to World of Warcraft. I used to be hardcore into World of Warcraft. I would try to get all of my PvP achievements, hit Gladiator for that crazy Gladiator dragon. And so why would I make new World of Warcraft accounts when all of the cool cosmetics that give prestige in game are tied to the one account? You know, I want to show off that super cool gear I acquired, that rare tabard, that rare dragon. I want to show that stuff off, right? Because that shows that I'm a veteran. Oh, wow, I'm so good at this game. Check out all my cosmetics. Here it's like, not really. And again, if you want to be account hopping to have more decks, go ahead. But from a company perspective, Konami should probably want people to pimp out their accounts. They should probably want it to be special to get far in the XYZ festival so that you can then maybe show off some very fancy sleeves. Maybe there are sleeves that you only get if you won 300 games in the XYZ festival, which is crazy, right? But like those little achievements make people care about their primary account. Maybe there's a deck buddy if you've summoned like 50 Zeus over the event, and then you get the Zeus deck buddy and so forth. That would be really cool. Or like some people have been talking about, if you just win a lot, you know, if you get a certain amount of medals, you get a very fancy title, very fancy field, whatever it is, make that stuff hard, but make it so people actually want to grind for those fancy cosmetics. Because right now that's kind of missing. I personally went to like somewhere in the 3,000 medals and I was like, you know, I had my fun, I played some very janky decks, it was really cool on stream, but to push further for those 20 or so gems per so many wins, I was like, that's not worth it either. Whereas if there was a crazy field, like maybe there was like a fully black field from, you know, the XYZ team, I would have pushed further, especially if that then had its own music. Maybe it had some music inspired from that era. Maybe you have a certain anime OST that's then playing because it's XYZ and so forth. I don't know, you know, there's many ways you can go further in here, and I feel that's not fully fleshed out just yet. And then finally, number 3, we have rankings. This is again something people have also been talking about already, and I kind of agree. It would be cool to have some kind of leaderboard. Maybe you can see like who has the most wins, who are the top 10 players with the most wins in the festival. And again, yeah, that'll be the top 10 most sweaty, and maybe it goes all the way down to the top 10,000, right? Just so you can see where you stack up. And some people won't care, and that is totally fine, but other people will care. And maybe there's some crazy title tied to being in that top 10, right? Again, like in my World of Warcraft days, you would get Gladiator if you were part of the 0.5% best PvPers of that season. If we had something like that here, again, that would incentivize people to really try their hardest. And maybe the top 10% gets another title and the top 50% gets another title and so forth. You can really make that exciting to try your hardest rather than self-FTKing for medals. And people who want to self-FTK for medals can still do that. You know, if you don't give a damn about titles and cosmetics and you just want your gems, self-FTK, baby. But if you do care about that kind of stuff, if you do want to pimp out your account, it would be cool to have those options as well. So yeah, those are basically the improvements I could think of right now. Better XYZ packs, cosmetics, and rankings. Again, a lot of other people have also given their thoughts, but I still think everyone has like their own interesting perspective and can add to that. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think was great about the event? What do you think can be better about the event? You should like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.